What's up, everybody? Well, I got another $400 gaming PC gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're checking out Forza Horizon 6. Although I do have to transfer it because, again, this computer doesn't stay hooked up and powered on 24/7 or anything like that, so it kind of just hangs out, has a very cushy life, but it does mean when I have to do a game, I have to download it, so when it's big like this, it takes a while. Luckily, I can transfer it, but these things have gigabit only, so can't use the full force of 2.5 gig, which makes pretty short work of even this game. It only took like 8 or 9 minutes or something to download, and that's still relatively slow by today's standards. You can get way faster internet than that. But I'm out here in the boonies, so I don't get that luxury. So I'm happy to just have halfway decent internet. Upload is what sucks. It takes forever to upload videos for you guys, but it's whatever. Either way, I'm gonna let this download, and then we'll hop in and see what this system can do. So, starting off, we're gonna just do the ray tracing version of whatever preset it defaulted to. I believe in this case was high. Let's hop over and have a look. Yep. So we're going to try high in RT first, which these 2000 series cards were never really that good at ray tracing. And then they needed that garbage DLSS 1.0 to try to fix it. So this is probably going to be a horrible experience, but hey, let's go see anyway. Well, we averaged 34 FPS, but it did have quite a few hiccups. And drops under, well, not quite a few. It stutters were only 3, but it did have quite a few drops under 30 when I was just driving around, as you will soon see. But hey, let's go and do exactly that. So, now let's go ahead and see if DLSS can come to the rescue. I doubt it. Not giving us 60 plus, but hey, if this can at least push us over into the 40s or something, that's a much more playable experience than barely hanging on to 30, right? So, we've reached the bottom. That means it's benchmark time. Well, we got 42 FPS, 1 stutter. We are 99.9% GPU limited. So, yeah, if you want ray tracing, you're just going to have to not have 60 FPS. And lots of people don't care about 60 for racing. There's plenty of games that were on console that were 30 only. And that's before you had a performance option. But anyway, to the game. Now, why don't we go ahead, just get rid of the ray tracing, and just do what it defaulted us to in the first place, just regular old high. Now, if I remember correctly, I couldn't really get this thing to give us 60 plus unless I went to extreme circumstances, like going all the way down to low. But either way, let's hop in, let's see what this thing can do. So, this time around, we got 45 FPS, which is, I believe, still higher than what we got with DLSS helping us out doing ray tracing. I think that got 42. So, we're still slightly ahead. Not a 60 FPS experience, though. I think on a system like this, you're going to struggle unless you just turn the settings down to low. It's unfortunate, but the thing is a little bit of an older system, and who knows, maybe it's just like the single core performance of the 3900X holding us back. It's got way more than enough cores, but doesn't mean the single core is there. So now we'll go ahead and turn on some DLSS. I went all the way down to performance since balance didn't seem to be enough last time. Just trying to get as much FPS as we can, but if I remember correctly, we still couldn't even hit 50. Or if we did, it was like 51 or close, like 48, 49. But hey, let's go see. Well, all right, I was close to remembering properly, but nope, no 60. We got 48, which is more than a 30 FPS experience. So as long as you just want 30 plus, well, then you're good to go. But with that said, let's jump in, play a little bit, and then we'll move on over to the next round of settings.
Going out of business since 1988.
Now here we go with the next round of settings. I think I tried just turning it down to medium. And I didn't do ray tracing or anything like that, because if you're going to do ray tracing, unless you add it in yourself, there was no medium plus RT option preset. So you'd have to add it in yourself if you wanted it. But if you're trying to lower settings, because stuff's not running right, I really doubt you're going to want to turn ray tracing on to then again go back to killing your FPS. But anyway, well, let's go run a quick bench. So now this time around with medium presets, we get 50 FPS. So we're getting closer to 60, but still no cigar. And I don't think DLSS can rescue us. We might be able to get 56 or something like that by including that, but we'll find out. Let's go see a bench first, though.
I'm Abby,
And I'm Atticus.
and you're listening to Sub Pop Records Radio.
Well, alright, I decided to just not do any DLSS on medium. I figured since we're already low resolution and low settings, that's probably just going to not do anything. It might be an FPS or two better, but it's just going to be a waste of our time. So I figured we would just move right on to low. Our best chance of getting 60 plus average. And I think we finally get 60. But this is what you got to do to get it. And it might just be the CPU or something like that, but it might just be the GPU's too weak. I mean, it is aging after all. It's definitely probably at the bottom end of mid-range now. But hey, let's hop in and see what it can do anyway. So, here we go. We finally averaged 60 FPS, but it took going all the way down to low to do. And it still drops, obviously. If you average 60, you're going to have drops under 60 as well. But at least it's not a horrible experience now. But it doesn't look the greatest now, but it doesn't look as bad as I was expecting.
The
Well, alright, let's get a little camera recorded gameplay now.
Going out of business since 1988.
So many roads to discover. All right.
Look around now, baby, you know you got the touch to feel.
All right. Not yet, because I still sometimes get owned. I'm not ready to increase it quite yet. He fucked up too. Too fast. About it. Left for time on the play. I was like a little teeny bit ahead. And only a teeny bit, look at that. But alright, I'd say with that, it's time to wrap up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Forza Horizon 6 on the $400 gaming PC. And it wasn't the greatest experience in the world, but hey, it's a $400 PC. It's not like we were expecting to get 4K 60 FPS here. I still think it did more than adequate for its price. And, I mean, unless you're somebody who just has to have 60 FPS, all the modes besides high RT were like a 30 plus experience. So if you're somebody who just wants 30, 40 FPS, well, you're fine. But if you gotta have 60, you're gonna have to suck it up and put everything on low. And it still drops a little tiny bit here and there too. Most of the time it's in the 70s and 80s and high 60s, but every once in a blue moon, it will drop into the low 50s or high 50s. Like, I think I saw 57, 58, 59 every once in a blue moon, but for the most part, it was well above that. And it didn't look that awful bad. Now, obviously, it doesn't look nearly as good as Ultra or Extreme or anything with ray tracing, but hey, it still was not that bad. I've seen games that look far, far, far worse on low, where it basically is like, wow, is this even the same game anymore? What the hell? So, I still think it did alright for its price. But hey, you guys can be the judge of that. But that is all for the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And I'd give you a peace out with that hand. I know you know what I'm probably going for, but until I can do it a little better, if I ever can, which I hopefully can, but who knows? We'll just keep doing a left-handed peace out. So no matter what, I still have my left hand, so we can always do a left-handed peace out. So, that is all for the video. Peace out, and until the next video.